nearby sale 8178. I would actually suggest this, and no one will tell you this. Search Tim Ferriss, Arthur C. Brooks. It's a 2.5 hour long podcast on happiness, but he talks about this one part in particular came to my mind when I read your question, because he talks about having a goal, and so let's say the goal is to turn pro, right? You wanna be directed to that goal, but you don't want to be controlled by it. And there's a slight difference. And because I had the same exact goal, it was just a goal of playing at the highest level, right? So you can actually here's what I've not only realized but have gone through this progression of, there's a lot of players who they get signed, and the day they get signed they're very unhappy, because then they've worked their whole, it's like similar to people who work their whole lives to going on to Broadway. They've worked their ass off, and then once they get put on a Broadway show and the show ends and they're lying in their bed or whatever, they're just lost. And it's because all of the relationships in their life are based on this one goal. It's like, if you're going to help me get to this, reach this task, then it's like those are the only people in your life. So what he was starting to say is that he was talking about this one NFL player, and this one NFL player, he used his professional career to help educate and raise and help the people in his community immediately. So he didn't wait till the end of his pro football career. It was perpetual. So I would say you got to kind of rethink what the word professional means to you. And the way that I like to think of it, and it doesn't have to be your definition, but it's like, can you grow the players around you? Not only can you grow your own game every day, can you grow your community? Can you grow your local college, your local high school, your local middle school? Can you do free personal training sessions, or paid personal training sessions, whatever? And by elevating, right? They say pros get paid. So if you're getting paid to be part of something that's bigger than yourself, whether it be a high school, a college, a local club, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty badass. So I think, and here's more, and here's something else, right? Like, there's a reason why pro golf players, they use the newest set of clubs that come out when they're on the pro tour, and it's because technology changes, right? There's a reason why they're not using clubs from the 80s, is because the clubs have gotten better. So just like golf clubs have gotten better, so have training tools and techniques. And a lot of times, you don't need to be a millionaire to be using some of the best training tools in terms of soccer playing, right? Like, you can train at a very high level with tools that can fit in your backpack. So if you're not currently using an RMT rope, right, I would get an RMT rope, make your own RMT rope, and learn the alternating underhand sneak. That's a world class movement skill that is highly transferable to the soccer field if you learn it. It took me about 3 days to learn, but I'm telling you, you search alternating underhand sneak tutorial and you drill that down until you get it for hours. It took me, 2 days of just the double behind the backs. You'll know what I'm talking about once you see the tutorial. So drill that down. That would be my step 1 for you. Maybe step 2 would be learning how to breathe. If you haven't had formal breathing lessons, search Dr. Vranich, How to Breathe. That's Vranich. It's a TED Talk. It's going to improve your stamina and endurance, because she's going to teach you how to use less energy to breathe. And they say 2 players of the same skill, the one who has better endurance and stamina will win every time. So you got to learn how to breathe. That's something that no one's teaching the kids these days. Okay, so RMT rope, alternating underhand sneak, breathing. If you're not using a kick trainer, an SKLZ star kick trainer or solo kick trainer, you could make one yourself. Or if you have $25 to spare, This is going to help you cram months of training into days or weeks. It's going to help with ball striking, timing, rhythm, coordination, first touch, passing, shooting, even dribbling. Right, the rhythm aspect of it. Um, all these tools are free or less than freaking $25. So you know, if you don't have a juggling habit, if you're not juggling with with a light tennis ball and a heavy 2.2 pound medicine ball, at least a minute a day, right? That'd be a great place to start. Um, most college players can't do 25 juggles with every single part of their body without dropping it. I'm talking D1 American college soccer players can't juggle 25 times with each body part. So if you could do that, I'm not saying that's going to be a standard to say okay you could play professionally, but like you could start to measure who you're coming up against, and it's not always the best to live your life by comparisons, but if the standard is that no one can do it, I would say maybe 1% maybe of all D1 soccer players in the U.S. on paid scholarship cannot do that. So that'd be a great place to start. 1 minute a day, one time with your foot, one time thigh, one time head, one time other thigh, one time other foot, and 1 minute a day is going to take you places. What else? You're at the perfect place. You're at the perfect place because a lot of players who get signed early, they get burnt out, and then their schedule is kind of filled, right? They don't have time to rest. They don't have time, like they don't have time to think. It's like they're getting brought to this training session. They're getting brought to this thing, and they have this thing over here. They got to do this thing over there, and you may say, and maybe they get a little cash to kind of operate, but you could still make a beautiful schedule. I would search maker manager schedule, see what that's about, because I went from having a scattered schedule to unlocking 3 days. I kind of time blocked off 3 days in a row so that I could start to you got to start to train with world-class professionals, in the sense that you go to New York City, there's this guy Sri Dharma Mitra. He's one of the top 10 yoga instructors in the world. I mean, he's close to 80 years old. He could do a headstand, and this is gonna change the way you practice and the way you train. So if you start training with world-class kickbox instructors, Muay Thai instructors, Pilates instructors, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's on his Instagram. He's using a reformer. He's like doing high-level Pilates stuff. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, high-level kickboxer. So the more that you can be aware of people, places, or things within your neighborhood or state and or country and or region, you can make a day trip. Spend a day or two seeking out professionals who just want to share their teaching and help students elevate their life and reach their goals. And once you start interacting with these these coaches, then they can point you to another direction. They say, well, you might want to check out this guy over here, and it kind of starts this lifelong journey of learning that is, it's almost less about playing at quote unquote a pro level and having a fun time, just improving your life and sharing that joy with others. Right? You learn and then teach. You learn and then teach. It's a circle. So give some of those things a try, and reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.